Hey guys, good morning, and it is time to start the St. Johns County show that's on in the morning, and we're here in the Bozard Ford studio, and we have some very special guests in here. We have Chris Neff in here from Fire Rescue, along with Corey and Max, new recruits, and they're going to talk to us about two different ways of getting into how to be a firefighter here in St. Johns County. And it's kind of been firefighter month this month.
It's been a busy month, that's for sure.
You know, but I had you guys scheduled before the whole impasse came in, so we're not going to talk about any of that. We've already talked through that. But real excited to find out how you guys became involved and the whole recruitment process. I want every detail. All right. But before we do all that, we got to pay some bills, and I got to tell you about the amazing people at Bozard Ford. Since 1949, Bozard Ford Lincoln has been more than just a dealership. It's been a St. Augustine tradition built on trust, family values, and doing things the right way. For over 75 years, generations of drivers have relied on Bozard for quality vehicles and honest service. With over 1,200 vehicles to choose from, no surprise pricing, and a drive happy guarantee, Bozard makes car buying truly effortless. That's the Bozard way. Their award-winning state-of-the-art facility features 91 climate-controlled service bays, a quick lane for no appointment maintenance, and over 40 mobile services that'll come right to you, and that'll bring you the Bozard difference. They also have Ford's Garage Restaurant right there on site, and they've been recognized with the prestigious Triple Crown Award and President's Awards. Bozard Ford Lincoln delivers hometown service with national level of excellence. You'll find friendly faces, great pricing, and a better buying experience right there off I-95 and State Road 16. Bozard Ford, they're driven to inspire. All right, we have other amazing sponsors, and I say amazing way too much, and that's okay. Vitus Roofing, Old Town Trolley, Bin 39 Wine Bar, B&S Signs, Chris Lucero Bail Bonds, St. Augustine Handy House, and Sonny's Barbecue. Please get out there and support our amazing sponsors. Amazing. We're going to count how many times I say that, so we can make it a drinking game if it was a little later.
I'll start it.
All right.
We got a tally.
Yeah, we're
Chris
going
has a tally going.
Yeah.
All right.
You're up to 2.
And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our Instagram, YouTube, or Rumble, and you can find us on the App Store if you want to download the app, loaded with a ton of information. All right, Blake, are you alive back there, sir?
Yes, I am alive. Good morning, everyone.
Wow, that hat looks really clean. Did you clean it this weekend?
Yes, I did.
Oh man, you can actually see. That's his go-to hat.
I know.
And it's been a week or two since he's cleaned it. So looking good, man. All right, it is now time for question of the day. And the question of the day, this might take the whole show. We got so many people here.
I know.
The question of the day is, what cereal did you eat at age 10? And what cereal do you eat now?
Am I taking it away?
You get to go first.
I get to go first.
Yes.
I love it. So I'm going to go with Corn Pops.
Corn Pops.
For both.
Okay.
I
It
don't
used to
really
be
eat a
called
ton of-
Sugar Pops. And then they're like, oh,
I
no,
guess
no,
that shows
no.
my age.
Yeah. Well, no, it was Sugar Pops before it was Corn Pops.
Oh,
So
okay.
you're young. You're a very youthful man.
I'll take
Is
it.
what you're saying. But they switched it because no, sugar's bad for you.
Yeah, that's
So
great.
It's still the
Keeps us
exact same recipe.
Yeah.
But they changed it to corn.
I think
Pops.
corn's
Corn
bad
Pops.
for you now.
Yeah,
too.
probably so.
Everything's bad for you
Yeah.
right now.
Probably so. Probably so. But what about now? Do you eat cereal
I
now?
really don't eat that much cereal, but I can tell you I'll grab Corn Pops if it's necessary. If it's there. Or even Raisin Bran. I'll even throw Raisin Bran out there.
All right. Need to stay regular. Got it.
When you get my age.
Well, I think I'm older than you there. All right. What you got, Corey?
I think for both Cinnamon Toast Crunch, not the healthiest option, but
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah.
By the way, they make really good marshmallow treats too. I didn't do that one. I did Fruity Pebbles treats yesterday, but cinnamon. Have you had a Cinnamon Toast
I've
Crunch
not.
marshmallow treat?
no.
I feel like we're missing out
Wait.
on these things.
Yeah.
Where are these things at?
Yeah. Well, Rebecca won't let me take them out of the house. So I think she crushed like 5 of them last night. So all right, Max. What about you?
Probably the Fruit Loops.
Fruit
when I
Loops.
was 10. Yep.
Okay.
And then a little bit more mature, but same shape as the Honey Nut Cheerios now. Yeah.
Cheerios. All right. Blake. Now we are a cereal family. not cereal,
A whole lot.
not that.
All right,
type.
we gotta go.
Not that. Breakfast cereal. All right, Blake, what you got?
I'm gonna go with Cinnamon Toast Crunch as well.
Okay.
Oh,
and you're going with
good
both,
man.
both on the same, right?
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna have to say I'm Frosted Flakes on both.
Okay.
So I mean, they Frosted Flakes. I know you guys like, wow, they only had corn flakes when you were. No, they actually did have Frosted Flakes when I was 10. So and when I was 10, every Saturday morning you'd wake up. Your parents would. Well, my dad was at work, but my mom would still be asleep, and you'd kind of go get your own bowl of cereal and sit in front of the TV and watch cartoons.
The good Saturdays.
Now they got the damn Cartoon Network and
Yeah.
Nickelodeon and all this other stuff. So Netflix. So
That's not the same.
no, it's
Not the same.
It's
Like
not the same.
TGIF. Remember TGIF Fridays?
Oh yeah. No, I mean it's
Not the
all right. Rob's the Lucky Charms. You need all the luck you can get, Rob.
Ooh, Lucky
So-
Charms is good too.
Oh,
Man, I
that's it.
forgot about
There's
all
so
these.
many good
Yeah.
cereals.
So
I need to start eating cereal.
all right. As you guys are answering the question of the day, it is now time for us to check the weather. A quick check of the weather, and it is brisk. Sorry, I had to look that up. It is. I don't know if you guys have been outside. It's ridiculous. And I'm blaming Phil. Puxatawny Phil. Freaking wrote it. All right, caused all this. But when it does get nice out, you need to stop in at Bend 39. Discover one of St. Augustine's hidden gems, Bend 39, located inside the St. George Inn at the north end of St. George Street, with over 95 boutique wines, including 50 rated 90 points or higher by Robert Parker. Bend 39 is perfect for date night or unwinding after work. Enjoy wines by the glass or bottle in a peaceful courtyard setting, with live music adding to the atmosphere. Open daily, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Just stop in and say, I'll have what Irving's having. Bend 39, your taste to discover. It is time for the Hit the Blake's traffic report. Blake, what's going on out there?
T-Raffic.
Oh, it's not bad.
Yeah. Everything's it definitely looks like a lot of open roads out there this morning. I presume because of the brisk weather, not a whole lot of drivers out there want to get in their cars this morning and go on the road. So
Chick-fil-A this morning was empty.
Really?
Yeah, I just drove
That's a first.
Yeah, it was shocking. I was nervous. It was Sunday.
that's always the worst fear on the Monday.
Yeah.
Is it actually Sunday if
Did I mess up?
Chick-fil-A's empty?
Yeah. Did I mess up? All right.
Yeah.
Who brought us that traffic report?
All right, that traffic report is brought to you by Old Town Trolley. Climb aboard Old Town Trolley and explore over 500 years of St. Augustine history in the most fun and flexible way possible. This fully narrated 9-minute tour features 22 convenient stops and more than 100 points of interest, including the Castillo de San Marco, Fountain of Youth, and Paz Wax Museum. Enjoy open air views, all-day hop-on and hop-off access, plus free parking at the old jail and welcome centers with your ticket. And when the sun goes down, experience the city's spooky side with Ghosts and Gravestones tour. Locals ride free with full fare guests with the Hometown Pass program at hometownpass.com. Old Town Trolley, the best way to see St. Augustine, one stop at a time.
All right. We do have one story before we get into our amazing guest.
And we got a lot of drinking to do.
Don't worry. I got
Shots or drinks?
a stock bar. We can go whichever way you want to go.
And this is how we got fired.
All right. You're off duty. Well, you'll call in before you get it. All right. Nocatee man seriously injured after a fall near a water park Saturday night. According to the St. John Citizen, a man was seriously injured late Saturday night in Nocatee after falling from an electric device. All right. Device. The incident happened along the pathway behind Splash Water Park, where witnesses say they saw a man on the ground after what appeared to be a fall. One witness believed that he may have been riding a single-wheel hoverboard when he fell and struck his head, but officials have not confirmed what type of device was involved. The area's nearby pickleball and basketball courts were crowded at the time. Several bystanders rushed to help and called 911. Emergency crews responded quickly, and the man was loaded into the ambulance as family members arrived on scene, visibly distraught and seeking updates from first responders. deputies with the St. Johns County Sheriff Department interviewed witnesses while a police helicopter landed on a nearby soccer field. A source told the St. John Citizen that the man was airlifted to a local hospital. His current condition has not yet been released. All right. And you guys know a lot about these injuries. You guys know a lot about these injuries. So I'm going to say if he was airlifted, he probably was unconscious at some point.
Yeah, he's had some very critical injuries. From I wasn't obviously on the call Saturday night, but he was airlifted, not by the sheriff's office.
No,
they don't transport people.
They don't put you in the sheriff's office.
But by Life Flight, so one of our trauma helicopters that responds out here with critical injuries. I haven't gotten an update yet. I mean, that was Saturday night, so. So yeah.
Well,
where
hopefully he's doing okay, and these electrical devices seem to be stepping up a lot of the accidents because it's speeding up the speed of some of these accidents.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I think as population grows, obviously, and as people get more devices, they become more readily available. You know, and it's getting ready to come out to be summertime here in a few months when all the kids are out and about. So that's when we seem to have most of our accidents when the kids, out cruising around with their friends.
it's a little chilly to be riding your e-bike
today.
out there today.
But they'll be out there doing it.
Yeah.
I know.
They'll be out there. They'll be going to school that way. So, so you, Chris, we talked about a month or two ago, and you're like, I think it'd be a good idea to bring in some of our new recruits.
Yeah.
And you brought in 2 new recruits that have just joined St. Johns County Fire Rescue, and they've taken 2 separate paths. One's
Correct.
from out of state. One's homegrown 904. And kind of like to talk to them and get a little bit of history of the path of where they came from. Corey, I'm going to start with Max because she's homegrown.
Fair enough.
But Max, you actually grew up in the area. You're now went through the entire process, but neither one of you guys know where your new station's going to be.
Nope, not yet.
When do you find that out?
Next Friday during our pinning ceremony. So it'll be a nice surprise. Yeah.
So what is there a particular station that you can't give it away now because if you don't go to that station, you can just this is a yes
Yeah,
or
if
no.
I say station now, do I get it? Do I get first dibs?
I don't think it works like that. I don't think it works like that.
No.
I don't want the chief calling me like, Troy, what did you do to me? So,
I honestly don't have a preference right now. I have a few that I'm leaning towards just because they keep asking me this question. But I'm pretty open. Okay. Yeah. I'm excited to be here just in general. So I think like wherever I go the first year just to train and learn, I'd be happy. And we're probably going to be moving around after that.
At what age did you say, you know what, I think I want to be a firefighter?
22.
Okay.
Yep. 22. I think it was COVID year and I found Marine Rescue, just kind of stumbled upon it because I was like, this is the dream job. And I started doing medical stuff on the beach. And my radar before that was not fire. And then I started working alongside the firefighters there. And I was excited
it was
to learn.
As an adult. It wasn't like you
No.
weren't like 10 watching the fire go by.
I didn't have a little toy fire truck. It wasn't my dream, no, but it is my dream now. So I'm excited to be here.
Did you go to high school here locally?
Yes,
Which high
St.
school?
Augustine High.
St. Augustine High. All right. Blake, St. Augustine High. So we got a couple yellow jackets in here. All right. Corey, how did your route, because you came from New York to Vermont to here, how did your route go on wanting to become a firefighter? At what age did it hit you?
Well, unlike Max, since I was very small, my father was a volunteer firefighter on Long Island, New York. So I grew up around it as early as I could remember. I remember being around the fire department, and my younger brother also followed in that track. So went to Vermont for college, ended up joining the fire department up there as a part-time member back when I was in college. And then when I graduated, I worked in finance for a little while and then ended up going full-time in the fire department in 2019. So
when did you come to?
I came down here in August.
In August?
Yeah.
So you were a firefighter up there. You're a
was.
new recruit here.
Correct.
What's the difference? What's some of the big differences from that you've seen so far in your brief time here, from the departments and what they do in Vermont compared to what's here?
I would say the biggest difference that I see is that we're working in a county system. So St. John's County, where I came from, that didn't exist. It was all kind of individualized departments. So having like a standardized county system is a whole new thing for me, for sure.
So it's more of the system, not so much the way you react to.
Yeah,
calls or
there's a
anything.
lot of similarities. Where I came from was very progressive. There was a lot of progressive firefighting and EMS techniques that were employed up there. So St. John's County is also that way. So there's a lot of similarities in a lot of the techniques and the way we do things.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right, so back to you, Max. So during the training, how long is the classes to get through firefighter school?
Well, initially you have to do your EMT and fire, which takes about 6 months locally, and then just to get the certificate to get hired on somewhere. And then this program that we're doing, the Recruit Academy, is about 8 weeks.
About 8 weeks. All right, what was the most challenging thing for you?
You can be honest.
Yeah.
The instructor. No, just kidding.
You're hired now.
The guy sitting next to you.
No, honestly, I think the most challenging thing for me has been learning a skill and becoming confident in that skill, and then them taking away your vision. Like putting a smoke screen on our masks so that we can enhance our other senses. But instead, for me, that was a hurdle I had to overcome. Even if I felt confident in a skill, as soon as you take away my sight, I feel like I'm learning that skill. So that's been kind
you
of
automatically get disoriented. I can see that.
Yeah,
And
but you have to
that's what
fight through it.
That's what they
and-
want you to do. They
Yes.
don't want you to see that the first time out in the field. So
Yeah, it's realistic. It's a realistic scenario. So it's good that they're putting us through that. And initially, I think you want to go into that fight or flight mode. But then we have all that training to fall back on. So that's been really helpful.
All right, Corey, with you in the training that you had up there, do you think it was easier? Did you have the training that took place here? Were you prepared? How much crossover was the same, or was the strategies a little bit different in the learning process?
there was a lot of crossover, but there was a lot of things that were completely new to me, even after being in the fire department for 10 years. Like the way that we run cardiac arrest down here is completely different. The whole Eligard system and that whole bundle of care that St. Johns County implements I had never seen anything like that before. I've never seen some of that equipment that we have on the trucks as regards to that. So there was a lot of crossover, but like I said, there are a lot of unique things about St. Johns County that I had to relearn.
All right. And when you're coming in, you have not been assigned to your station yet either. You guys are both went through the EMT program. Can you guys tell me the difference between EMT and we talked a lot of fire stuff last week, but can you tell me the difference between EMT and paramedic? What those qualifications, because there is a difference. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want me to?
I'll let Chris.
Okay.
answer.
Hey, I can talk.
I'll let Chris answer this one.
No, so to get hired with the county, you have to be a firefighter EMT, which is your base level of training. The advanced paramedic training takes about a little year and a half to go through, and that's basically giving medications, starting IVs, that advanced level of care that we have on our rescue units or ambulances. So, typically people get hired and they're EMTs. We do have about 9 paramedics that we hired here. So what's nice about that is, at the 1 year mark, they can test for engineer at being a paramedic. So that's nice. But we do offer, the county sends a ton of people every year to paramedic school. Across the board, I think a couple of the issues, recruitment and retention stuff is there's a shortage of paramedics in the state, and that's a statewide issue. There's also a shortage of firefighters actually across the state. The Florida Fire Chiefs did a big study on it, and there's a shortage of people going through fire school. We're pretty blessed, I think, in our area, because it's hard to tell that we have a shortage, because you go down to FCTC down the road from us, and there's 90 people in fire school, and you're like, how is there a shortage? But as a whole, statewide, there is a shortage of people going through fire school and EMT and paramedic.
A lot of the people I've seen there are preparing for Putnam County or preparing for Duval County. It's not just all St.
Correct.
John's. It's
Correct.
not all St. Johns County, but we will be hiring. We have 4 new stations coming on board. One of them's pretty close. One of them's just starting construction, and the other one's kind of roll out in the next 3 or 4 years, 2 to 3 years. Hopefully, it's not 3 to 4.
No.
But the next 2 to 3 years. So we'll be hiring. How much? How many bodies do we need for each station on average? Because I know each station has some different
So
requirements.
we'll kind of use Silverleaf, which is one that's just breaking ground. This class actually that's in right now, we have 32 people, 32 recruits in. That's going to basically fulfill our staffing requirement for Silverleaf.
Okay.
Now, obviously, the brand new people aren't just going to be thrown out and being, hey, you're in charge of the truck. You drive the truck. And, so obviously there's a little bit of.
Not all newbies.
Yeah, not all newbies, but it fulfills, because how we kind of work is you start out at firefighter, you get promoted to engineer, get promoted to lieutenant. So there's a progression there. So as somebody gets promoted, like a engineer gets promoted to a lieutenant, promotes an engineer, which then gives a firefighter spot open. So it's kind of a little bit different hiring process. And kind of way you have to look at it. It's not just a, this is a full-time employee and he's just, you're just not plugging in and playing. But Silverleaf's going to be a pretty big station. There's going to be an engine company, a truck company, a tanker, rescue unit, and a battalion chief rolling out of there.
A lot of rooftops out there.
So that's
too.
a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of rooftops going in. It's also going to be with the sheriff's office. We typically don't do anything without some kind of sheriff's office substation. Different looks on different things. Like the one in Flagler Estates has just like a little place they can go get go to the bathroom and get a meal warmed up and do a report. But this one's actually going to have, I think, all their detectives at it. So it's different variations of that.
Yeah, and the station we have out near Hastings is the one that was serving Flagler Estates, correct?
Correct,
So
off
that-
Morrison Road.
so
Correct,
that's-
off
I mean,
207.
that brings us about probably the station in Flagler Estates is probably, because the other station is probably, 6 miles away? I mean, it seems like it's pretty good
Yeah,
distance compared to the rest of the county. It seems like it's a good,
Correct.
not a lot of traffic.
Yeah,
it
but I
seems
mean,
seems like it's a pretty
but
good
it's
distance
growing.
away.
Think
it-
about downtown Hastings growing right now.
Yeah.
Like that. I mean, you got there's new businesses, the new libraries going in. So, we put Station 11 online off 207 at the county golf course, which houses a ton of people. That's where our critical care paramedic is. We have a tower, an engine, a tanker, and a rescue out of there. So, that provides a lot more service to the southwest part of the county. Plus, when we add, you take just Hastings Station plus the Flagler Station. I mean, that's 2 stations in that area in a couple of years. So,
Well, in my scenario, I mean, because I'm going to that area because it's still a little more rural than some of our other areas. So if the station that's near the golf course, if the one in Hastings is already on a call, does that station have to go if there's 2 calls in that same
correct.
region? Is that
Correct.
how that works?
We back each other up. And obviously a fire is a little bit different circumstance because we have some minimal requirements and we have a set of response rules that we use for fires, entrapments, fire alarms. But, general medical call, if that station that's closest to you is out, the next station's coming in for you.
Okay.
And then typically what happens on those calls, if, once, say, Hastings gets there and they're like, okay, it's pretty good, they can handle it. One of the engine or the rescue will break away and go to the other call. So they might be closer, if that makes sense.
All right. Big question, and Corey, I'm going to throw this one to you. As a kid growing up, I always wanted to drive the fire truck, but it sounds like that's 2 steps away before you even get to drive it. I mean, Corey, how does that progression work? Like, you have some experience, but if it's your first day on the job, I'm pretty sure they're not throwing you behind a tanker. How does that progression work to where now I get to drive the truck?
Yeah, I mean it's a big responsibility being behind the wheel of a fire truck. You have the responsibility of making sure the apparatus gets there safely as long as with all the crew. So that's the first step, is getting to the call, right? We have someone in our department that says that's just your commute, right? Getting to the fire is your commute. So that's a big responsibility for the driver. Also, all the things that go along with it, being able to run the pump, the hoses, knowing all the equipment. So on top of just being a regular firefighter, being an engineer, there's a whole host of classes that you have to go through in order to understand how all that works. Because when the crews do go inside, you do have the responsibility of their lives in your hand. If you can't get them water, that's a bad day for people. So,
Yeah, and I remember it might be 20 years ago now. We had a water truck that got took a turn a little too quick.
I think that was up in Jacksonville. You talking about the one in Jacksonville,
Yeah,
34?
This one happened. This one happened here. It was probably off of. It was probably out near World Golf Village. When World Golf Village, it might be 30 years
I was going
ago.
to say, I think it's 30, because I've been here for
30.
22. So,
Yeah. We had one that got
Yeah.
a little too far over. I mean, because the water shifted.
Yep.
And you got to take all those things into account.
Experience, and that's the big thing is experience, right? We can throw somebody that has a driver's license into a truck to drive down the road, but you're driving 3 people, maybe 4 people down the road with 40,000 pound or whatever the weight of the thing,
And trying
riding
to
lights and siren with your
Trying to get
adrenaline
there
going. Yeah.
as fast as you can and as safe as you
Yep.
can. That seems like a really big
Yep.
responsibility.
It's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
So, and you don't want somebody that, doesn't know what they're doing that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I think it's also important when you're at a call, like at a fire, for that engineer, that driver to know what's going on and to have that experience, those years as a firefighter, so that they can sort of have that like expanded awareness, like what's going on, what does everyone need? And yeah, you can just sort of promote from paramedic to engineer and do the test, but it's really important for you to have the experience in each step, knowing what,
'Cause
what
where
pumps
they
to pull,
position
how
the
much
truck.
water.
That makes all the
Where
difference.
they
in the world.
position the truck, to me, like they're having to make that decision as they drive up,
Yeah.
because you don't want to Austin Powers it, like
You want to know
do it 90 times. I mean,
I'm going to throw some stones here for a second, but you know what our biggest problem arriving on scene of calls are? The cops.
they park right where you need to be.
So if you're a cop and you're out there, don't park in front of the house that's on fire. We need that space. Thank you. Don't break all the windows out.
Yeah.
Got my PSA out there for the day.
Put the hose right. Well, it's good. It's a good week because the fight night's
Yeah,
coming up.
fight night. We're throwing stones already. We're throwing it.
You and Taylor will be out there.
Yeah. It's going down.
But Max, for you as a woman, there's not as many women in this profession. What are some of the challenges that you've faced so far, like going through the process? And I know there's some strong women that work at the fire department now. Is there some mentors that you've been able to attach yourself to and say, hey,
Absolutely.
help me out with
Absolutely.
this and what I'm getting through?
Well, actually, surprisingly, there's like 5 women in the recruit class. 6.
Okay.
5, I think. Yeah. Which is more than I was expecting going in. I was very happy to walk in and know that there was a good balance in the room, just for support, learning from each other. But no, I honestly think more so, yeah, there's things I have to overcome as being as a female, strength wise. But I've noticed working alongside those women that there's some women in that class that are a lot stronger physically than some of the men. So it's not necessarily a woman versus a man thing. I think if you can do the job, you can do the job. And if you're passionate about it, go for it. But
But you're not going to grow the mustache. are you?
No.
Okay.
We almost came in
no,
with
yeah,
mustaches
I
on.
did shave. I shaved before I came here. Yeah.
I
But
appreciate you not coming in looking like not looking like the Lorax.
yeah, but for mentors, absolutely. My in the Marine Rescue Department, which is through St. Johns County, alongside the firefighters, I have a captain, Jessica Earl.
Yeah,
She's
Jess,
my work mom.
Jess
She's my
started
work
with
mom.
us when she was in high school, and she's an absolute badass.
Yes. Yeah. I think I can single-handedly look up to her and say that I was inspired to be able to do this.
I think when she won like firefighter of the year one year and stuff like that. And I was like, she can win it every year.
Yeah.
So she can win it every year. So so you that's kind of where I was at, like role models and stuff like that. They got to really help when you're in a position of you're a minority. So it's a tough situation.
It was a little bit anxiety inducing in the application process. I was like, should I do this? Should I not? And there was some months where we were waiting. There was a lot of applicants. There was like over 200 applicants. So it did take a while. And in that process, I was like, can I do this? And I went to her a lot. And she reassured me. She's, very great.
Awesome. All right, Corey, now you are not as much a minority, but you're a minority because you're a Yankee.
Easy.
I'm not offended. It's all
Yeah, you're born south of the
I know.
Mason-Dixon line, but you're a Yankee
I know.
because you're born north of Bayard. When you decide, how did you land in St. Johns County from Vermont? I always loved that story. Like, how did that take place? Like, this is the part of Florida I want to be in. It's easy to say I want to move to Florida.
Yeah,
But like, how did you end up right here?
especially coming from Vermont this time of year.
Yeah.
Beautiful this time of year.
My wife and I moved down here for her career, so that's how we ended up down here. So she works in Jacksonville, so
Okay.
that's how we ultimately ended up down in this way.
Gotcha.
But as far as St. Johns County goes, coming down here, I had no idea where I wanted to work. Everyone was saying, Jacksonville. So I took a look at a couple different departments around the area, did some ride-alongs just to kind of see what the culture was like with those departments. And then I didn't actually ride with St. Johns County, but when I came for my PAT, the physical test, that told me all I needed to see. It just seemed like the morale in the agency was just so high, and that says a lot. So that was how I ended up ultimately applying and going through the process here, was that it just seemed like everyone was happy to be at work, which sometimes in the fire department can be hard to find depending on what department you're in. So that was the end all be all for me.
Yeah. And a lot of the stuff we were talking about when we were talking about with the negotiations was mental health stuff. And we're going to get back. We got to pay some bills real quick, and then we're going to come back to you guys. All right. Blake Blevins,
Yes.
you have the Gas Buddy gas report, don't you, sir?
Yes, I
Blake
do.
has gas.
Ha, funny. All right. So let us know in the comments where you see the best gas prices across St. Augustine and St. Johns County. We got Sunoco at 21.99 North Ponce. It's at $2.74. The Owens at 780 South Ponce is $2.77. Shell at 146 King is $2.79. The Shell at 216 Ponce de Leon is $2.79. Sunoco at 450 South Ponce is $2.79. The Mobile and Circle K is $2.79. The gate on US 1 North is $2.81. The gate on Mizar Road is $2.86. Circle K on 207 is $2.87. And the Sunoco A1A discount beverage is $2.89. And that Gas Buddy Gas Report is brought to you by Crystal Sale Bail Bonds. When the unexpected happens, turn to the name St. Augustine Trust. Crystal Sale Bail Bonds, available 24/7. They're experiencing compassionate team moves fast to help you or your loved one get out of jail and back home. They handle everything from paperwork to release with professionalism, discretion.
Easy for you to say.
Yes, it is. And zero judgment. Whenever your minute counts, remember the name and the number. Crystal Sale Bail Bonds at 904-822 bailouts, 904-822-2245.
All right, and I have the live music today brought to us by visitstaugustine.com. We have at noon Jim Lamb at Milltop Tavern, Richard Kanicki at Cafe Alcazar at 12:15, Reggie Sterrett at Trade Winds at 1, Brett Blackshear at Ben 39 at 2, Josh Tennessee Worthy at Milltop at 4:30, Kevin Edwards at Hurricane Grill and Wings at 5, Mark Hart at Trade Winds at 5, Micah Gilliam, great guitar player, at Prohibition Kitchen at 6, Stu Weaver at Harry's at 6, and Blue Beetles at Cafe 11 at 8 o'clock. All right, that music report is brought to us by Fidus Roofing. When it comes to protecting your home and property, trust Fidus Roofing and Construction, voted best of St. Augustine every year since 2012. Specializing in residential and multifamily roofing, Fidus delivers expert shingle roofs, roof solutions, metal roof installations, and quality paver work built to handle Florida's toughest weather. As a GAP Master Elite contractor, their work is backed by the top-tier materials and trusted warranties. From emergency repairs to full roof replacements, Fidus gets it done. Call 904-355-ROOF. That's 904-355-7663. Fidus, where trust is built from the top down. All right, we're not doing trends with the Good Troy, but the Good Troy is, of course, Troy Yesena, and that is at St. Augustine Handy House. Looking for a portable building that's built to last? St. Augustine Handy House, proudly owned by Troy Yesena Enterprise, has been serving the community since 1988. Featuring Handy House America's #1 manufacturing and portable buildings. They offer everything from utility sheds and workshops to lofted barns, offices, and fully custom buildings, all designed for strength and long-term value. With over 70 structures in stock, plus free delivery, leveling, and anchoring, and easy financing, St. Augustine Handy House makes adding space simple. Visit them on State Road 16 or give them a call at 904-823-9092. St. Augustine Handy House, where quality meets convenience and community matters. All right, guys, we are back to our new recruits. Our new recruits get to find their new stations, or get revealed their new stations at the pinning ceremony next Friday. Where does this pinning ceremony take place, Max?
Off of 207 at the Colonial Church.
Colonial Church, 207. All right, I'm sure it's a big family moment for you guys to for that to happen. Normally, I guess it's like the wife or a family member that pins. How do you select who? Chris, who pinned you?
Ooh, you're talking 22 years ago. I believe it was my dad.
Yeah.
I believe it was my dad. Yeah. I'll
Right.
go back and look at the pictures. Get them out of the archives.
All right, have you guys selected who's going to be pinning you yet?
This is a sensitive subject. Both my parents want to pin me. I actually don't know if are two people allowed to come
Yes.
up.
Absolutely.
Okay, so my parents
Problem fixed.
will be
Check.
pinning me. Yes.
Ready?
Yes.
Check.
Glad I got that out of the way
Yeah.
for you. So,
Dad, Mom, you can both pin me.
all right. What about you?
I think it's between either my brother or my father. So they're both firefighters. So it'd be-
And they're both here.
they're both coming down.
Oh, they're both coming down
Yeah, my
for it.
brother's coming from Vermont. My dad's coming from New Jersey. So
That's awesome.
Yeah. They can both go up there too.
So
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Tell them to wear their uniforms too.
Yep.
Make it look good.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
How many recruits are actually getting pinned next Friday?
So we will have 32 recruits being pinned next Friday, 5 o'clock, Colonial Church. Public's welcome. I try to do my best to live stream it on Facebook. So if people can't make it, we tend to do it on there. I get kind of torn in about 3 different directions that day with Honor Guard and trying to do what Blake's doing in the back, pushing buttons and live streaming. So
Blake's up. Oh, not
Blake's
next
for
week.
hire. Is that what he said?
He's
smoking his head out.
not next week. He's in
Unbelievable.
St. Pete. He's
Unbelievable.
doing the Indy.
Wait, hold on. What day is that?
Friday.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, he's in St.
Unbelievable.
Pete for the Indy car.
Okay. I'll get that as an
The
excuse.
904 trackside is on the road.
All right.
So
I like it. He's putting back there.
he's pushing for sponsors. But
BlakeTimeForNow@gmail.com.
the position you're at right now, it sounds like you have a lot of responsibilities and a lot of these ceremonies and things like that. What is one of the most rewarding things of these? To me, it's families coming together. Without a doubt, is the way it would be emotional for me.
I think that I think that's always something, but we've been with these guys and girls since what was the first day of class? January 12th? Something like
It was
that.
the second week
It'll
of
be
January.
8
Yeah.
weeks. So to see where they have grown from day one, coming in of 32 people staring at each other in a classroom, going, I don't know, like, who are these people? And you might have some friends and stuff that have been through fire school or known each other from EMT school, but kind of see them build through the whole weeks, and then they all, like, that's their day. Friday of graduation is their day, and we celebrate them from the morning till basically we say see you later, bye, good luck at your station, we'll be around, we'll see you. Kind of like my daughter's 18 now, so it's kind of like the same thing. It's like, hey, you've progressed, and it's like, okay, bye. So but to see them grow, I mean, obviously the family stuff and seeing the kids come up, and we really make it about them, and make it special as much as we can for them. That whole day we do what they call a class pride run. We actually we realize we're kind of in the middle of nowhere with fire rescue headquarters. We have FCTC, but the rest of the county doesn't get to see these guys usually on a regular basis. So we meet up at county admin on San Sebastian View about 9 o'clock. I think the run starts, and we run back through the jail, not through the jail literally, but past the jail to the sheriff's office, through the courtyards, around the licensing building, the permitting building. It's about 2 miles, but we all run cadence, we carry American flags, and we show off what these guys were to the rest of the county departments, because they are kind of where we kind of keep them a little nurtured on our side until that day.
All right, and the fire school is here. How many of those are? I mean, this is just a tough number. On average percentage, how many people go through our fire school? Corey, I assume you went to fire school somewhere else.
I did in Vermont.
Okay. How many of them are from our fire school? How many of them are from other fire schools? Percentage
I would
wise,
probably say 50-50,
Really?
roughly, because you have FCTC, which is down the road from us, their public safety campus, and then you also have, let me make sure I get this right, Florida State College, Jacksonville, FSCJ. I always want to call it FCCJ. But they have fire school as well there, and EMT school. So those are the kind of two local ones that we deal with, and I'd say it's about 50-50. Jacksonville Fire Rescue is kind of ingrained up in that one, just like as we're like they drive past us every day coming to ours. So it's just really all the recruits kind of do their research and pick the place they want to go work, and what benefits best for them and what's important to them. Like Corey said, he kind of came to our physical agility test and he wanted to be here. And there's a 30 other stories in that room. We could bring them in for the next 4 hours and ask them their stories. So I mean,
and that's what makes it special is getting those personalities. All right, Blake, do we have any questions out there that I have not asked? And then I'm going to ask if I've left anything off for you guys. But Blake, do you have any questions that you saw in the comments that we need to ask that we have not asked?
Yeah, there was a recent one from Bobby, and he's actually asking, on an unrelated note, where did Corey's northeastern accent go?
He does speak very TV-ish. So.
Yeah.
So you don't have a strong.
I don't.
New York. You don't have the Long Island. Are you Nassau County or Sussex?
Suffolk. Yeah. Yeah. I used to. I think it dissipated when I moved to Vermont, and then I never quite picked that accent up. So it just kind of went away.
Yeah, and see, I had to make my accent go away from the other direction. Because. And if I have a couple drinks in me, you're going to hear a lot of y'alls and fits.
Well, you're at least at 3.
It's amazing.
Hold on. Speaking about that accent though, like I remember us being in Tennessee. Then also we pull up to the gas station. Then I heard my dad's actual accent.
Yeah, it came right back. Like, and it's funny when you go back up north.
Yes.
Does it come back?
Yes. When I go to New Jersey to see my father.
See, I'm not the only one, Blake. So
It comes back.
but there's a great pipe and drum group coming in.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know if you guys know about what's happening with that during the Celtic Festival. And I mean these guys are just awesome. So real excited about those guys coming in next month.
Yep.
So. All right. Anything I left off for you guys that you guys want to get out there as recruits? I mean, I know you're just starting off with this. Anything that the people need to know about becoming a firefighter and what it means to you guys? So, Corey, I'm going to let you go first on this one.
I'm just going to talk a little bit about coming from out of state in that process. And it was.
I think that's important.
Yeah,
because it is
it's
different.
so Florida has its own set of standards, and they don't really recognize outside certifications when it comes to firefighters. Getting my EMT was pretty easy, but the process, if you're coming to Florida from out of state, really do your homework and looking to see what it entails, because there are other states out there that will recognize reciprocity across certifications, where they'll just give you a certification based upon your previous one. Florida has an equivalency process, so you have to test for it. So you have to have prerequisites, and you have to submit it all to the fire college down in Ocala. They have to review it and say, okay, is your training up to our standard? And then from there, they don't just give you the certification. You have to come down and actually test for it and take a class to prepare for that. So it is a lot of work. And if anyone is coming here from out of state, just do your due diligence to make sure you know what you're getting yourself into.
What you might think, oh, well, I've already done that.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's
No,
not.
it's
It's not,
a totally
it's not
different process.
recognized as.
It's not that
same.
easy. Yeah.
Very good information.
Yeah.
Max, you have anything you would like to add? Because you came from the Marine Rescue side, you came from a totally different route. Anything you want to add to it?
Sure. So either way, whether you're coming from inside or outside, once you get into the application process, one thing that I really leaned into was watching the podcast. St. Johns County Fire Rescue does like podcasts, videos, interviews, just like this, and they sort of give you step by step what the process is going to look like for application, also what the course schedule is going to look like for the 8 weeks of training. And that helped me prepare a lot. Talking to fire rescue people in marine rescue that have gone through this process helped me a lot. But I can sort of share how the application process went. We did an interview and we had to make a fun little poster board. Love the poster board. I actually do. I've never been one to talk about myself, and that kind of allowed me to reflect on my life and talk about my experiences that I've had and how that's led me to this spot. And it helps, even though it is a poster board and you have to stand 5 minutes in front of a committee and talk about yourself, which is a little bit daunting. It helped me plan out what I was going to say and almost calm me down by the time I sat down and they asked me the questions. So that was great. I actually really enjoyed the interview, and the hiring committee is very knowledgeable. I think they did a great job with our class. I don't have a bad thing to say with any of my peers.
They're all good people.
Yeah, they're strong and passionate and very supportive. I think that even though, despite we all came from different states, different departments, different experiences, we've all immediately stepped up as a team. And
that should give you strength too.
Yes, absolutely.
By knowing that you have the differences make you stronger in a lot of ways. So. All right. Well, thank both you guys, and congratulations.
Thank you.
And enjoy next Friday's ceremony and take it in because it's a moment that's one of those changing moments in your life. So really, really enjoy those coming from the old guy with the beard. So, enjoy.
Wise.
I don't know about the wise. Experience or seasoned, I think, is more. So, Chris, anything that we left off for your side that you want to get out there before we go into our Stoidem stat and some of our comments?
Not that I know of. I mean, this is 32 people that are starting, and then we're going to take about a month off, and there's 18 coming right behind them. So they're not going to be junior people very long.
No.
They're going to be
the wise veterans.
Yeah, they're going to be the wise veterans here very quickly. So we do have 18 more people coming in, wide variety. There's paramedics. There's people coming from other departments and other areas. I'm sure the same kind of mix of people. So, but yeah.
Well, we appreciate you guys keeping us safe, and thanks for coming in. Blake, how do you want to check the comments, sir?
All right, on this Monday, I will meander through the myriad of magnanimous comments of the myriad of minions.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. While he's meandering, I'm going to tell you about the great people at BNS Signs. For over 50 years, family-owned BNS Signs has been the trusted name in signage across St. Augustine and the surrounding area. From vinyl lettering to large pylon signs, BNS Signs does it all, backed by fast installation, expert crane service, and reliable repair and maintenance to keep signs looking their best. Named Best Business of the Year for 2025, BNS Signs is known for quality craftsmanship and top-level service. Make a lasting impression with BNS Signs. Visit bnssigns.com, because when it comes to signs, they do it all. And I can tell you, we did our new studio signs. Did you notice those acrylic signs outside?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They did the ones behind you guys.
These look good.
And they have always just so on top of it. Shauna with the design, and appreciate everybody's help over there at BNS Signs. All right, Blake, what are some of the comments that we had today?
All right, for gas today, BP was at 288 on US 1. The Wawa and Speedway are 286. And looks like the racetrack down on US 1 past Culver's is 287. For question of the days, there was a lot of people went from like Lucky Charms, Cinnamon Toast Crunch to honey bunches of oats and Cheerios. And also congratulations to the Freedom Factory and Cletus McFarland for winning the Florida Man games, unfortunately being our St. Augustine team, Hanky Spanky.
Hanky Spanky, you'll be back.
Yeah, they'll be back, and then also USA. Congratulations to the men's and women's hockey teams on beating Canada.
Whoop whoop. Yep. The sweep of hockey. So
And-
both games in overtime too, right?
Yeah, and one of the things. Well, Diane mentioned that is there a rumor that there's a graveyard underneath I-95?
I'm sure there's a graveyard all over Florida.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I wonder if they're referencing all the accidents. I'm sure they're. Yeah, I don't know what goes on that road.
That might be what they were saying.
Yeah, true.
We just reported.
All right. That takes us to our Stodom stat. Stodom stat of the day is today's the day Abraham Lincoln arrived in Washington, D.C. Seven states had already seceded. There were some death threats already there. Alan Pinkerton was the head of the private detective agency, uncovered an assassination plot when he passed through
Maryland,
Baltimore. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
On his way to the Capitol. So they had to divert and go in a lot of different ways and change their route. But when Lincoln arrived, things were a little rocky already. Little rocky already. So and we know how the history goes from there. All right. And that Stodom stat is brought to us by the great people at Sonny's Barbecue. Oh, my gosh. No.
Now I'm hungry.
Should have had breakfast. Craven Real Southern Barbecue, Sonny's Barbecue, located at 2720 State Road 16 in St. Augustine, serves up slow smoke favorites made to satisfy. Start with crowd pleasers like barbecue pork egg rolls, smoked wings, and crispy corn nuggets. Then dig into the tender baby back ribs or try one of the Pitmaster's picks with all the classic sides, including the famous garlic bread, and no visit is complete without the signature sweet tea. Sonny's Barbecue, local Pitmaster since 1968. Blake, do you have any plugs, sir?
Yes, I do. Once again, Now for Now trackside in St. Petersburg this weekend, February 27th through March 1st. So watch out for all of our social media content. Watch out on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for such great content. If you want to help support this program, Now for Now in general, or you want to bring your podcast to our studio, you can always contact me at blake9fornow@gmail.com.
All right, and on Bollocks tonight, it'll be Blake and Lenny tonight. I have a TDC meeting, and then I have to go immediately to the City of St. Augustine meeting. So Blake, you and Lenny Blake just found out he's doing the show without me.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I
I remember
saw-
that.
We'll come back and help.
You guys, come on back in. I'm sure they're welcome. But if you guys would, please make sure you're checking us out and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we got Bollocks tonight at 5 o'clock. This is where we wave and smile, Chris.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
one.
What camera is it? Is this one over here?